days. It is already like 1:30 and I just can't seem to bring myself to start doing anything like other than to keep children alive, feed children, take care of children, you know, outside of that whole normal spiel. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know if it's because I'm getting ready to start my period or what, but I just feel out of it. So to try to wake myself up, motivate myself to get going and start doing stuff around the house, we are going to try some new makeup from Profusion. I think it's new to me makeup, so I'm going to say it's new makeup. I know definitely these are new. The Blush Hour Soft Matte Liquid Blushes, and yes, I have no impulse control when it comes to new makeup, so I've already opened everything and swatched everything. So I do have some thoughts, but let me show you the two that I picked up. And I did get this from Profusion's website because I could not find them at Walmart or even Walmart online. So I picked up these two shades. We have Paloma and Mai Tai. Kind of very much reminiscent names from the e.l.f. Putty Blushes, where like they're named after places. Are these places? I don't know. I'm spewing words and I don't even know what I'm saying. These are cream to soft matte finish blushes, long wearing and richly pigmented. So I picked up these two shades. I also wanted to try one of these eye sparkler eye toppers, and this is in the shade Twinkle. We've got the new sponges from them to try. I picked up the new pigment base and I got it in white. I don't think these products, I don't know if they're new. Their bronzer palette, that's solely bronzer. I know they had like contour and highlight, but I had never seen this bronzer palette. And it's got 3 matte bronzers and 3 shimmery bronzers. So I thought that this would be good to test out and potentially put in my makeup kit. And then this Profusion, obviously, Whipped Glow Mousse Highlighter in Sweet Whip. I know that's not new. That's been out for a while, but I never got to pick it up. And then I picked up this palette. This is their Shimmers palette, just 10 shimmer shades. So I thought we would probably try, the yellow, try one of these on top of some other eyeshadows from them. And then I actually got this for free, and I was really excited because after I had ordered everything, I thought, oh, I should have tried that. But I ended up getting the Feel Good Skin Long Wear Skin Perfector for free. The only issue is that this is warm yellow, and I did swatch it. It's Fair 1 warm yellow. Technically, my shade would have been Fair 3, but it was free. So we're going to just see how it wears, how it blends, looks, all that, and we're not going to base it off of the fact that it is going to be the wrong color. So first I want to go ahead and pop open these sponges because I want to go get them wet. The sponge kit, this is new. Comes with 1, 2, how many is down in here? Is that 5? 5 little small concealer sponges, a powder sponge, and a cream and liquid sponge. So let me show you. Here is the cream and liquid sponge. It's got like this pointy end and then these 2 flat ends. This one is the powder sponge, just a little bit thicker and a little bit more blunt at the top. And then there are 5 of these just very small, traditionally shaped blender sponges. And that is for concealer. Use desired sponge, wet or dry. Clean the sponge after use, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's all it says. So, I'm going to give you a little look-see here at what they look like dry. And now I'm going to go wet them, and I'll be right back. So for brows, I just went in with my Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim Pencil in Blonde. So let's go ahead and check out this new pigment base. This is a eyeshadow primer, but it's not like, hold on. It's not the same as their other one, which is actually what I keep in my makeup kit. So here is their other eyeshadow primer. This is the No Budge eyeshadow primer. This is definitely something different. This says crease-free, smudge-proof, enhances color vibrancy, universally flattering. Keep your eyeshadow game strong with this long-lasting pigment base. A creamy and silky smooth formula that doesn't budge, easily blends. Let's see, this primer will enhance the color vibrancy of your eyeshadow while keeping it crease-free all day. So you apply it to your bare lids, smooth out with finger, let dry, then apply desired shades. Okay, very nice, sleek packaging. And they did have, whoa, am I washed out? And they did have 2 colors. They had white and then like a nude, but I I just thought, let's try white. Okay, it is like spilling out of the package. Not too excited about that. So, oh, shoot. Okay. I'm just applying it in light layers to make sure that I really tap it out. I don't want it to look too heavy. I am someone who typically like won't use a concealer as an eyeshadow primer. It tends to look too heavy. So that's kind of my fear with this if I don't really be diligent about blending it out all over. I guess we should have done one with the white pigment and one with the regular eyeshadow primer and seen like what the difference was, but you know, I wasn't thinking about that. So now what I want to do is I'm going to pull out a Profusion palette that I have, if I can find one. I am going to take the palette Meadow, and I'm going to use a little bit of this shade Canopy in the crease, just going in circular motions, and then windshield wiper. I will say it's not grabbing. I realize this isn't a concealer, but the consistency is a little more concealer-like than a traditional eyeshadow primer, which is why I keep referencing that. And sometimes when I use concealers, it feels like that kind of... Sometimes when I use concealers, it feels like it kind of grabs the eyeshadow, and I don't feel like I'm having that issue. So that's good. That's definitely a positive. My eyeshadow seems to be gliding over it very easily. Okay. So now I am going to take, I think I'm going to do a little bit of the shade Evergreen on the outer. I about put that in my coffee cup. I almost put this in my coffee cup. 100% almost did. Okay, so now I'm going to take a little bit of Evergreen and put that in the outer corner. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be patchy or skippy or anything like that. Like, it seems to be allowing the eyeshadow to go on very nicely, honestly. Okay, then I'm going to go back in with the brush we almost put in my coffee and windshield wiper and blend that out. So I will make note of that. Like, a lot of times I will have issues with my outer corners being a little bit patchy and skippy, and I'm really not having that issue right now. So that's very exciting. So now let's see kind of what this pigment base is going to do with the shimmers. And I do want to go in with this shimmer. It's called Zenith. This really beautiful shade that I thought would look good with my hair bow, wrap band, whatever that's called. So I'm just going to press it on with my finger. Wow. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with a little bit of this green called Majesty. And I'm just going to place that right between the yellowy shade and the green that we put in the outer corner, just to give it a little bit of blend. Same thing on the other eye. Wow. Those look really good. Sometimes with shimmers, you need to wet them to give them a little bit more oomph, a little bit more, just to make them a little bit more intense. And honestly, I'm not having that issue. But this palette, their shimmers are really nice. Let me swatch some of them for you. Okay, so here we have some of the shimmers. This is Nebula, Nimbus, Atlantis, Destiny, and Illusion. I wasn't too impressed with Nimbus. It was a little bit like chalky and chunky as I was getting it out of the pan. But other than that, they really are pretty. I don't think they're coming off as nicely on camera as they are in person. But like, that's a really nice formula. Okay, so now that we've done the base, let's try this topper. Let's see, start by applying it on the eyelid and then blend with the finger. I will say, I wore this the other day and it is long wearing. I was really impressed because I wore it when I went with my sister and I was gone all day. And when I came home, it hadn't faded. So it definitely is long wearing, and this is in the shade Twinkle. So it doesn't really have like a color base, if that makes sense. It really is just a glitter topper. Like, let me show you the difference of what I'm talking about. It's not like a Stila liquid eyeshadow. So, like, it's not a solid, opaque, pigmented color. It really is just a glitter topper. So, this is the Stila liquid eyeshadow in Kitten. See what I mean? How this is a color, but this is literally just a glitter topper. So, just be aware of that. These aren't like a pigmented eyeshadow. It's just for some sparkle on the top. So, let's go ahead and get some on our brush, and I'm just going to brush it straight over the shimmers that we just used. Okay, see how it just adds a little something else? And I will say, while they do dry quickly, try to keep your eye closed while it dries. It'll just avoid any transfer and creasing. I actually really do like it. It is a pretty topper and definitely long wearing. So I'm gonna let this dry, pop on some mascara, and I'll be right back. I just want to say, even though I was letting that dry off camera, it dried super fast. Like, you can feel it. It's kind of cold when you first put it on, and then it's dry. So I did go ahead and put on mascara. I used my Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara in the red. And then I went ahead and primed, and I just went in with my e.l.f. Plus Glow Radiant Moisturizer. If I see this out somewhere, I need to be getting another one, because that's probably my most used primer. Now we're going to be trying the Feel Good Skin Long Wear Skin Perfector. I know this isn't new, but like I said, I just never ended up picking it up. I think I seen it one time at Walmart. The next time I went, it was gone, and then I never seen it again. So I was actually really, when it came in my box, I was like, hold up, did I black out and order that? But no, it was just a free gift with purchase. So here's what it says on the back. Using a brush or your fingertips, apply a small amount onto skin starting in the center. Blend outwards, layer on if desired. Now, here's something that I was shocked about. This says a medium to full coverage, natural satin finish. I agree. I actually, when I swatched this on the back of my hand, when I first got it, because I have no impulse control, I actually was shocked at how thick it was. I don't know why I just assumed that this was going to be very sheer, very light coverage. It is not. Also, this is cruelty-free and vegan. Again, we're going to overlook the fact that this is going to be way too yellow on me. So it is a little, like, look, it's thick, shockingly thick. Okay, I don't know how much that was, but we are going to go in with this sponge, right? Creams and liquids, yes. Okay, so I'm going to, like, I don't know why that just shocked me. Why are there little particles in it? Is that why it was free? Is it expiring? What's the date on you, my guy? 24 months. Okay, so let's start in the center. Wow, this little bit is going to cover my whole face. I wonder, though, how well or how full coverage is going to be when we start blending. Because from the feel, she thick. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the sponge. I'm just using one of these flat sides. Uh-oh. I don't think I like it. I don't know. The sponge is like an odd shape in my hand. Because as you know, I usually go in with my e.l.f. I don't know. It feels different. It's like a different squishiness. I don't know. You know what I mean. Okay, so just for comparison, I am going to take my e.l.f. Give it one little spritz here because I don't want to get it wet again. And we'll blend in this side with my e.l.f. to see if there's any difference. Oh, shoot. Okay, so note to anyone who tries this, do one side at a time because this is drying down and not wanting to blend. Uh-oh. It did blend, but I don't think it wanted to. Honestly, both sides look the same. So I think it's just a me issue that this feels different. I'm going to take a little bit more. Yeah, there's definitely weird little particles in it. Like you can't see them, but you can feel them. It feels weird. So try to add a little coverage on this side. Just looks really dark right in here. Also, my skin is so dry. I have got to up my water game immediately. Okay, so here it is all blended out. It doesn't look bad. It would look better if I blended out all the way. I don't know if it's because it is yellow. Like, it's just, it looks a tinge too dark. But again, this, like I said, this is the yellow, so let's go ahead and do some concealer. This is my e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer in Fair 10C. This definitely has the pink to it that I need. So let's put some here, some a little here. I'm gonna put some here. Like, just looks like it needs a little bit of help. So now let's try our small sponge. Oh, I like that little tip for getting right there in the corner of your eye. I don't know. I don't think this concealer is full enough coverage to go with this foundation that we're using, so I may have to add a little something else. I don't think it's giving me enough coverage to match. Yeah, I need a little something else. Hold on. Okay, so for something with just a little bit more full coverage, I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Mega Last Incognito. This is in Fair Beige. And I'm literally, I just want it right there. So I'm going to let that sit for just a second, and then we'll blend it out. Yeah, that gave us the coverage we needed. I do like how little this sponge is. It really just, boop, gets into that inner corner, which is a lot of time where, like, my concealer kind of wants to gather and dry a little bit. Not clumpy, like crusty because it didn't get blended out enough. So I like that this just, bam, gets right in that corner. So now we get to play with the blushes. So let me swatch these for you. You do want to make sure you shake them. Okay, so here we have Paloma and Mai Tai. I definitely didn't shake them enough before I swatched them. But look at that. Aren't those beautiful? Now, the real kicker is I actually like the color they make when you mix them. I really like that color. I think it is pretty. We're going to do a little concoction here. And I just like the packaging. Like, look at the lid. So, we are going to take a, it's very watery. Let me shake this one up a little. Oh, I thought I got it on my new shirt. So, let's do 2 dots. And I am going in very sparingly. These are very pigmented. They blend and they go a long way. So then I'm going to do 2 little dots of Paloma. And let's take our sponge and blend them out. So now I'm going to switch to the side that I used originally for the foundation and just tap over them to blend them in. That is such a pretty finish. Like, honestly, I probably could have just done 1 dot of each. I mean, these will last you a very long time. They're so pigmented, and a little really goes a long way. Oh, that is just beautiful. I hope that you can pick it up. Like, it just, you honestly can't even tell that I put any product on it. It just sunk in so nicely and beautifully. It's amazing. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go with powder. So I'm going to do my under eyes normally, and then the rest of the face we'll try out this sponge. I don't really know, like, what makes it more special, like the shape-wise. Why is that better for powder? I'm not sure. So just taking my NYX mattifying powder. Let's see. Do we have any creasing? No. Actually, under eyes look very nice. That's the thing. With that Wet n Wild, you seriously want to take the littlest bit, blend it out, and then just build in the very most thinnest layers, because it will get cakey fast. I'm gonna go ahead and set my nose. Okay, so now for the rest of my face, is this baking? I don't know. I'm just taking it, wiping it in my, look at this. I seriously want to have to pull out my new one soon. Let's see what this does. Let's try our chin first. Oh, I like that. That added a little bit more coverage to my chin without making it look cakey or, wow. Okay, let's try it in between the eyes. Oh, okay, let's tap out our forehead. I see some creasing. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Whew. I don't know if it's the powder or the sponge, but that just made everything look flawless. I don't know if it's one or the other or a combo, but that looked good. That looks really good. Okay, so let's set that aside. Let's jump into, is this the last product? Oh, the highlight. Let's do the highlight. Well, let's do the bronzer first. Okay, so this is our bronzer palette that apparently I have not opened or swatched. What? That's shocking. Ooh, look at this. I haven't even touched this yet. Ow, that went right under my nail. Oh no, that Tahiti shade is very orange. So, we have, like I said, these 3 mattes and these 3 radiant bronzers. I don't know. Nope, don't like that one. Okay, so here's the radiant and the mattes. I do not like this shade, that Tahiti shade. That is orange. The shade Fiji, which is supposed to be the lightest, like, shimmery bronzer, is probably more of a highlight. So for me personally, I would probably go in with Bora Bora and Cabo. Maldives and Santorini are nice for deeper skin tones, but the Tahiti shade, I don't like that. Okay, so, well, let's try this. Wait, I don't want to. I just want to use my regular brush. Okay, so I'm going to dip into a little bit of Bora Bora and Cabo. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. Definitely need to tap over right here. Got a little too much. Is it bad? No. Is it something that, like, I would be swift to go out and repurchase once I go through it? Probably not. Like, I don't know. It's just not my favorite. They're all great except for Tahiti. 5 out of 6 really isn't bad, and this is even a really nice highlighter shade. So, I'm going to say like 3.7 out of 5 stars for that one. Okay, so now this highlighter, the Whip Glow Mousse Highlighter, and this is in Sweet Whip. Okay, so this says, I remember this collection. Get the ultimate brunch glow with this long-wearing Whipped Glow highlighter. Use your fingertips, add the mousse to powder formula to any desired area, wear alone or add an extra layer for a glow-of-a-kind finish. It's a lot smaller than I thought. Yeah, look at that. Holy cannoli. That has got an interesting pink to gold shift. Like, okay, there's pink, there's gold. That's interesting. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Okay, so let's take, I want to take the tip of this. Oh, bathe me in that. I'm going to take my finger. Oh my gosh, that is just like straight up glitter. Glitter, glitter, glitter. Ooh. This isn't your everyday highlighter, I can tell you that. Oh my goodness. It's a lot, but I like it. That's definitely, that's definitely not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm kind of living for it. So let me go ahead and finish up the under eyes. I'm going to take just a little bit of the shade Canopy and run it right on my lower lash. Pop on some mascara. Then in the inner corner, I do want to take a little bit of this shade Illusion. So I'm just going to put some on my pinky and press it right in the corner. And there we go. Inner corner highlight. Alright. I just realized I don't have any type of lip from Profusion. So let me find a good lip and then we'll finish up. So I'm going to use this lip from Hard Candy. It's another really good drugstore brand. This is their Syrup Kiss Lip Stain. And this is in the shade Makeout Mauve. So before I give my overall thoughts on everything, let's take one last look at the foundation. Honestly, it's wearing nicely. It doesn't feel heavy or anything, but it definitely has given me, I would say this is medium coverage. I don't know if I personally, with this specific shade, would try to take it up any higher than that. I think it wouldn't. It already gave me kind of a darkness from the yellow. So perhaps if I had the correct shade, I would be able to take it to full coverage. But for me personally, I am going to stop at a medium coverage. But it looks to be wearing quite well. The sponges. Like I said, I don't know if it was the sponge, the powder, a combination. But where I went in and baked or pressed the powder in, it looked amazing. Love this concealer sponge. Love that I'm able to get right up in the corner. This sponge isn't bad, but it's just, I don't know, it's not my favorite, but it's not bad by any means. The blushes are awesome. I cannot convey to you how flawless they look, and they're gonna last you forever. The fact that I have 2 individual shades or this beautiful color that I got combining them makes me very happy. Love this topper. Quick dry down, very long lasting. The pigment base. I don't know if it gave me any increased intensity or not, which again, I didn't go in like full opaqueness with this because I'm always afraid it'll make my eyelids too dry and therefore affect my eyeshadow. I will say though, there was no like issue with tugging, blending over top of it or anything like that. It really did allow me to blend my shadows out nicely. So for that, I give it an A+. But like I said, I need to try it again and really lay it down. Does that make sense? So I'll have to try that again. This bronzer palette is probably my least favorite thing. I'm not super thrilled with the shades. Like, I wish Cabo was moved in place of Fiji. I wish Santorini was moved over in place of Cabo. Tahiti needs to be a completely different shade. And then the Maldives needs to be deeper. So this could stand to have room for improvement. And as far as I've seen, there is only one bronzer palette. There isn't like bronzer 1, bronzer 2, anything like that. Like how they have their blush palettes or their highlight and contour palettes. The shimmer palette is amazing. Out of everything I swatched, the only one I had issues with was the shade Nimbus. Like you can even see in the pan, like it was just a tad bit more crumbly than the rest. The rest of them didn't have that issue. 1 out of 10 isn't bad. Beautiful colors. Like I really want to do something with this shade. Like, oh. And this highlighter. It's not everyone's thing. I understand that. But I literally just want to take... Oh, I wonder what it'd look like on my lips. I want to take a bath in it. I think it's... I'm obsessed. I think it's great. So, that is my review on these new products from Profusion. Let me know down below, what do you think? Is there anything that you're interested in picking up? Probably my #1 pick from this is definitely the blushes and the glitter topper. I think that these are really good, standout products. The sponges are good. The shimmer palette's good. The foundation is honestly holding up better than I anticipated. I just wish I had the correct shade. But it was free, so I'm not going to complain. So let me know down below, what do you think of this look? And I want to thank you for watching. I hope you will like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.